Good morning, everyone. It's Melissa. How are you doing today? So excited to have you here in the Bakery Business School group to talk about a really important topic where we are
So excited to have you here in the Bakery Business School group to talk about a really important
where we are going to talk about getting connected in your community. So this is, I think, one of the bigger hurdles that some people try to kind of pass up because it might be a little nerve-wracking to get connected in your community. So I want to give you some key ways that you can do that today to make it a lot easier to settle in and feel comfortable and know where to spend your energy when you're trying to do that. Because our main goal for this month is to attract more clients to your business. Okay, looks like we are live. So if you want to throw in any comments on the live video, go ahead and throw them down. Go ahead and do your hashtag replay. If you are on the replay, go ahead and do your hashtag live. If you are on the live, and I'll know that you've been here to see this content. Okay, so again, if we've never met before, I'm Melissa Fryer. I'm the CEO, the main mentor at Build a Better Bakery, where myself and a couple other military spouses get together to help give you some of the, I think the most probably genuine and thorough non-fluff information about baking business that you might be receptive to if you haven't found another like mentor or person that you like to ask questions about business or kind of get information on. So we're here to help you with that. And if you're just looking for more joy, less stress, that's what we try to focus on. So we try to give you that, again, no fluff, not wasting your time information to help you get a footing with your baking business and decide if it's something you want to do full time, if you want to move to a storefront, if you want to partner, lots of things that would, or even just start it all. We can help you kind of think about that too. Okay. So here at Build a Better Bakery, I mentioned that this month in August, we're talking about attracting more clients. That's the main theme for the month. And every live that I come in on Thursday at 9 a.m. Mountain Time, we're going to be talking a little bit about attracting clients. And today we want to talk about getting connected to, I'm going to call them important people. Again, there's going to be a few different tactics to use. So I'm using the word important, but you'll know what I'm talking about when I get to the sections. They're going to be important to you to get more clients, right? To get more integrated into your community. And we've been talking about this all month. So there's actually 2 other videos from the last 2 weeks that have information on having them at hello. So basically like pre-marketing, getting your image kind of set up, usually in the online world, before you start going out to then join the party, which is the topic for week 2, and then getting connected, which is the topic for this week. And then I think we have 2 or 3 more to go for this month. So the reason we want to focus on getting connected is that it's a lot easier to run a business when you aren't alone in the community. It's going to feel more natural. It's going to feel more exciting. You're going to feel supported. And that's what I want for you. I do not want you to feel lonely. I do not want you to feel like you're just in your kitchen holed up or in your bakery holed up all day by yourself. Been there, done that. We don't like that. I don't like that. So I'm going to try to hopefully give you some ways to change that for yourself if that's happening already or you want to avoid that. All right. Also, I want to mention before we talk about this, you might be thinking, yeah, maybe this isn't that important of a topic, but I will say that the simple act of being connected is likely going to help you scale and generate visibility a lot easier. It's just kind of like they say, it takes a village to raise a baby or raise a kid. It's kind of the same with the business. It kind of takes a village. So that's why we're going to talk about this today with you. All right, go ahead and throw up your hashtag live if you're here live. You can always check the events in the group to see what we're talking about this week, whatever week it is. I usually post a couple days before with the topic, but it's always at 9 a.m. Mountain Time for the time being. So you can set an alarm. You can mark yourself as going to get a Facebook reminder on the event that I make. You can send me a friend request on the Facebook platform. I can accept that request, and then you'll get an automatic invite, which is the only way that Facebook will send out an invite because, long story short, our group is too big. It won't invite everyone in the group. We have to be friends. I have just a public profile, so just send me a friend request, and then you can get those invites directly. Or you can hang out on the email list or our YouTube channel where I post these replays. Sometimes they're not directly posted. Sometimes it might be a week later or so. So if you want the information right away, I would come here to the group. You can even find them in the featured section after they've been live. So that's kind of where you can find this info. All right, again, every Thursday, 9 a.m. Mountain Time, you'll see me in here. All right, let's hop in. This is my favorite way to get connected. I'm gonna start with number one, my favorite. We're looking for who is serving similar clients. So these connections are going to be your most fruitful, specifically because you're both already working in the same, essentially, client arena, right? You're both kind of talking to the same people already. So getting connected with them, and likely it's probably another business owner or something similar, you're going to find yourself coming in contact with their clients who might probably be pretty close to your exact, your dream clients, your best clients. That's usually the case. So if you can get connected with those other business owners, that's where you're going to see a lot of funneling, where they're sending people your way, where you're being invited to events, maybe by them or by their group, where you're getting in front of the clients, you're partnering together, you're working on projects together. There's just a lot of good that happens when you are looking for and working with those who serve similar clients. Name dropping, all that stuff that happens just in conversation, that's where the connections really start to pay off. So this could look like other bakers. I mean, literally just other people baking products in your community. This could look like other food entrepreneurs. So, the list is endless, just anyone kind of serving food to essentially the same groups of people. Or even someone just around the industries in which you serve. So that might be just people at vendor events. That might be people in the wedding industry. That might be people who plan parties. That might be photographers. There's, everyone's different. So depending on where you are, like if you're making pet treats, maybe we're talking to vets, maybe we're talking to boarding facilities, right? So just think outside the box, start making a list of, the industries or maybe specific businesses that you want to contact, and start looking into them. All right, number two, thinking about who needs what you have for their business. So even if they're not in the same industry or they're not serving the same clients, what other businesses could you start connecting with that might need what you have or might be able to refer you to others? So, that's another step outside. Okay, we've thought about who has the same clients. Now we're thinking about just who could use us, like who might have a use for what we're doing. And this connection might be less common, right? It might be a little, especially if you live in a rural area with not a lot of options, these might be a little less easy to find. But I still want you to make that list, start writing down some ideas, and they still can be very powerful, especially if you make these kinds of connections early on, right? Getting your name out there, or even just saying hello, going to their business, buying something, checking it out, asking them some questions, just getting familiar with what they're doing. So in this case, we could be talking about certain partnerships that you might have with them. Commission sales, there might be a small market or someplace where you could sell through them, but they're kind of separated from what you're doing, but they still would be able to use the service. Maybe it's retail, if your area allows retail sales. Maybe you're making gifts for them to give to their clients, which is one of my favorites, because usually that's not restricted in cottage laws if you're working from home, because they're not reselling it, they're just giving it away. So my favorite is like real estate, banks, car dealerships, any place that does kind of big deals. They have gift budgets usually for their clients. They have a little something that they've already decided they're going to give out. And people love big products. So a lot of times it's like a welcome to your new home basket, or a welcome to the neighborhood bag, or something like that. So that's always been a really good one for me. And they love local purchasing, and they can let you advertise, and it's just really good. So look into those for sure. And we're looking at any which way that you can work with another business who could use you and your services in a way, usually to help their business look better, or to help their business thrive by maybe thanking their employees, or hosting their meetings with your products, whatever it is, right? We're trying to make their business better by serving them. So you can kind of think about who who might I contact in that arena? Okay. Hey, Erica, good to see you. #live. Yeah, let me know for sure. If you guys are listening, let me know if you've done any of these already. If you have someone in mind, if you're nervous to contact them, let me know. We can like work out a script and help you figure out what should I say. I'll give you a tip at the end for that. Because I know it can be overwhelming to try to contact someone. Kind of feels like a cold call. It doesn't have to be. There's ways to get around that, but I know it can be a little overwhelming to do this. Okay, so I do want to mention with this one, anytime that you are selling your product or partnering with another business, it's usually a good idea to have something called what I call a partnership contract. So it's a little different than just a sales contract that you might have for just a custom client or a vendor event or something like that. This usually means that partnership, that other person has to hold up their end of the deal. So that could be, paying invoices by a certain date, or picking the product up by a certain time, or ordering a certain amount of product to get a certain price, right? There's usually things going on in the background that are a little different than a regular order. Because of that, I really emphasize having some kind of contract with them so everybody understands what the point of the partnership is, what everyone's job is, with clear rules set up. And due to bakers, because what we do is we buy product and then we make the product, we're often left with a short stick in a partnership that doesn't go very well, because we've already kind of purchased things and we're sort of left with, if they don't pay us, or things can, this has happened to me a couple times. Early on I was working with photographers. That was difficult. They definitely need a contract to follow because things happen with photography sessions. They get canceled. Who's ordering it? Who's talking? We need a contract, okay? to have everyone understand what's happening. You can download the one that I use for all of my partnerships. It's in the shop right now, or just get something set up that makes you feel comfortable. The nice thing about the one that I have already set up is it's already been used and changed based on partnerships that have gone well and partnerships that have not gone well. So it's pretty thorough. But if you're more the DIY, I just want whatever, I want my own thing, then definitely just get something in place, or you can buy one from the shop. All right, number 3. This one's gonna seem kind of strange, and there's a caveat that goes with this one, but I want you to at least maybe think about who this might be. So who is the town know-it-all, the town gossip, or the town food critic? I know those are different categories, but we're basically trying to think of the person that has some sway in the community, who's pretty vocal about what they think. That's kind of what we're looking for, okay? This usually isn't a person with a powerful position. This usually isn't like the mayor or whatever. It's usually just a kind of a mom or something like that, right? It's just a person with some social power. And we want to know, is this person legit? Sometimes people lie, right? Like we want to make sure, are they legit in what they're saying? Are they honest? And sometimes that can be like critique honest, but still, are they honest? And are they kind? Are they willing to tell the truth about what they feel about XYZ? Share the news, but not pull people down, hurt people, etc. So we need to really define this group. And if you can create a connection with them, that could be worth a lot of money too. And it is just because they have social clout, essentially. Kind of like an influencer, but I'm talking more of a local person that you could actually meet, that could actually have your product, rather than just some random person online that you don't know, right? So this is like an actual human that you could talk to. And usually this would just be a friendly, it wouldn't be like a business deal. It would just be, hey, I want to get to know you. Like, would you like to try my products? And then they might post about it, right? Or they might put it on their food critic page for the area, whatever it is. So these types of people tend to have highly visible options. So maybe they run a group that's really popular, or maybe they even publish like a newsletter that people read. Maybe they are often leaving reviews that people pay attention to, on certain pages. That's really important. So again, either in person or online, they might use online or in person ways of spreading the news about your business. So whichever, could be different. We want to think of them as a news outlet, essentially. Now, sometimes you've probably experienced this. Sometimes these people are rude. Sometimes they're dishonest and petty. That's just that. Sometimes that's why they get attention, is because they kind of create drama. People love drama. They like to watch it. They like to see it. They don't want to be involved. They don't want it to be about them, but they're interested in hearing the tea, right? So you just got to be careful. So if you get a weird vibe from them, if you're pretty sure like they're probably not telling me the truth, or I don't feel like they're interested in like really being friends or something like that, be kind, but I would stop pursuing the connection. So just say, yeah, this isn't going to work. Like, thanks anyway, whatever, don't try to overdo it or get them interested. Just, if it's weird, it's weird. You'll probably know it's a gut feeling. I've made this mistake a couple times thinking, hey, I'd like to partner with this person because, whatever, lots of reasons. And it felt weird, but I went ahead because I thought, oh no, it's maybe just me or whatever, but it ended up being very weird. So I think I just knew, and I was kind of sacrificing my business, which is not a great idea, really. It ends up being painful. So try not to do that. And yeah, so don't give them too much information if you start getting a weird vibe. It can just get strange. You might tell us a story if you have one in the comments. I have a couple, but I don't want to go through it right now. Okay. Number 4, who seems to have a lot of power in the community? So it could be social power, like we were just talking about, but more so kind of who's in charge. And the reason we want to focus on this is because it's possible some of the people in charge are very relatable to you. They might be a similar minded person. They might like the same things that you do. And if they have access to certain things, it's going to be a lot easier to get set up once you have a connection with them, and then they can just help guide you to whatever opportunities they might see, because they're kind of in the thick of it all the time and you're sort of an outsider, right? Like they're in charge, or they're part of the team that's in charge, and they can just help funnel information to you. So this might look like a local chamber of commerce person, which is one of my examples. It just happened to be a lady who loved art. She was so excited about me teaching painting classes, and she funneled me in, and I started teaching these huge painting classes for the city. Easy, right? Like it just so happened that we got along and we connected at an event, and then she brought me in and let me do the classes. So it's just about figuring out who they are and kind of seeing if you get along with them or not. This might be like a local outlet mall. Maybe there's something going on there that you could get interested in, or like a local hip shopping center might have some opportunities. So who's running that, or who's one of the bigger businesses there? Maybe they have a market, just getting your eyeball on who's got the power, right? Who is making the decisions. So really get out there, go to those places, kind of see what's up, take your family, take some friends, just kind of note, hey, where could I fit in here? Or who seems to be calling the shots? Like, can I just talk to them for a little bit, tell them what I do, ask them if there's any opportunities? The answer might be no, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Now you know to go look somewhere else. It's usually, no one's gonna be mad at you for asking, right? They're just gonna know who you are now, which is great. So we're gonna look for ways to make those connections. You could drop a business card. You could use their services and get a conversation going. You could leave them a review and just start being a part of their world. Okay, so essentially we're just getting involved with those powerful positioned people if you vibe with them, and then they'll throw you the opportunities that they see. That's usually how it goes. Okay, cool. All right, so to recap, again, we're focusing on attracting more clients. To do that, we need to get those connections in place because we want to funnel clients into our realm, because marketing is all great, but if you're continuously scratching and scraping to bring clients to you with your own money, your own power, it can be exhausting. So what we're doing is we're creating kind of a network of people who are going to help us see opportunities and who are going to be basically on our team and help us scale, grow, become visible, get what we want, right? We want to start growing that map of people. Okay, so if you float along by yourself, like I mentioned, you might do okay, but you're kind of doing your business a disservice because you're staying in the corner. Again, that might be okay for some people, and you might not be ready to grow. You might not be interested in that kind of world. That's okay too. This is just an option. The nice thing about being connected is, again, it's usually easier to get the eyeballs on you because other people are helping. And you can kind of share the bandwidth and the clientele of those other people too, which is great. And that's actually one of the easier ways that I see a lot of different businesses suggest that you grow your audience, is to essentially use the audience of other people. So that's kind of where like a lot of the social influencers and all of that works, right? So all they're doing is dropping a name and then, oh, hey, that website crashed because so many people went to it, right? It's that same system that we're trying to tap into. Okay, so you might be thinking, I know whenever I mention this, a lot of people say, hey, but how do I open the conversation? I just feel so awkward. I feel like they're not going to want to talk to me. What do I say? So my best tactic here is to first educate yourself on them. So don't go into this blind. Like if you're going to ask someone to either start a relationship, like a friendship, or to partner maybe, or to whatever, get some education on who they are, what they do, how they serve their community. So that means going in person to their storefront or going onto their website and reading about the history, their about section, for sure, the about section, their services section, what are they actually doing? Any news about their business. Make it look like you care, basically. So educate yourself, and then you're going to introduce yourself. Hey, this is Melissa. Just, hey, it's me. Compliment something maybe that you like about them. I really love the decor in your front room. It's so cozy, you know, like let them know that you've looked and you like something about them. And then simply ask if they'd like to connect, refer each other, open the invitation. Like I said, usually you're never going to get a no if you say, hey, would it be okay if I referred your business out? If I see people in need of real estate, or, you know, make them feel important, make them feel like it's about them. That's kind of the a really good way to introduce a friendship or a partnership. And so maybe you want to meet with them for coffee to discuss what you have in mind. Maybe you want to start referring them out, maybe asking them to refer you to if they feel like it. Maybe you can take them some samples, whatever it is, right? Maybe you want to collab with them later, so you want them to at least try the product. The options are endless. It's definitely something you can post about in the group if you want to get some ideas, because again, every single situation is so different when you're trying to partner. But again, just remember, we want to make it about them, and we want to pay attention and take notes the whole time. So we just want to really make sure we're nailing it when we are trying to connect and make them feel special and start creating that friendship. Okay, I have some cautionary advice about this. Again, I think it's a really powerful tactic, so I did need to mention it this week. But I kind of alluded to this earlier. You may be tempted to get connected with a person or an organization that is popular, but might not be very nice or kind or honest. So, like I said, people get popular for different reasons. It might be the way they look. It might be their product that they sell. It might be the drama. It might be, who knows, right? But sometimes it's not just because they're good people. So we really need to think about the long-term plan. What do we really want? You know, how am I going to like back away from this if I get a weird vibe from them? So keeping a safe distance at first, being kind, and then slowly just watching for red flags and working into that relationship. I made the mistake of letting someone in too fast, to the point where they were basically stealing things from me. So, and I didn't really know that. I was just super trusting, and it was very painful. And I still, as you can see, I still remember it today, and it was years ago. So just try to be caution. There's a little bit of caution. Make sure that there are clear boundaries, rules, and expectations, like the partnership contract I mentioned. That's going to save a lot of this pain, because if they've signed it, now granted, you'd have to, the legality of it and everything, but just so that they understand you're serious and these are the rules that you want to implement. The first sign of trouble, bow out kindly and get out of there, okay? So attracting clients is an art. I think we've kind of noticed that. There's little tiny things that you can do along the way to get more clients into your path. And getting connected is just one piece of that puzzle. So I'll be here on Thursdays, 9 a.m. Mountain Time. Set your own alarm. Come back here to watch the live at 9. I'll also have them in the featured section in the email in about a week. on YouTube at some point, so you can watch replays, but I really want you to get this information in hand. There's going to be more tips and ideas on how you can make attracting clients more consistent, which is important and a successful part of your business. So that's everything that each week, we're going to cover a little tiny bit. You can hop over to the website for lots of options. If you're trying to start or grow your baking business, there's mentorship services, very important for people who are ready. They need to get it done. They're ready to get it done. There's a platinum package in there that has a lot of really good information. That's like a one-time thing and you have it all. So that's a really popular way that people get mentorship from Build a Better Bakery. You can also do a pricing course that helps a lot of people understand just the basics of what is pricing at its core, so that once you learn this, plus the formula and the mindset, you're basically pricing correctly for the rest of your career. You don't really have to think about it again because you're understanding the nitty-gritty of everything that's happening. We have things like the downloadable business plan, the contracts, all that stuff to essentially get you professionalized within a download. So, oh, you've got your professional contract. Oh, you've got your business plan in hand that's made specifically for bakers that also includes some financial information, things like that. And don't forget to check out the sessions from the last 2 weeks if you want to get caught up. And I have some free complimentary calls in my scheduler site that you can get into if you haven't had yours yet. I would love to sit down, give you 20 minutes of mentorship, get some answers, get you a win, something that you've been wondering about, you have a question about, we can talk about it in our session. So those are open too. Let me know if you need a link to that. Alrighty, and then lastly, before I head out, if you're curious about a commercial space, I have a lot of people in here trying to either conceptualize going from cottage to commercial, or they're literally looking to open a commercial space within the next few months. If it's in your timeline or on your brain, I have an opportunity coming up in the next few weeks once I launch a specific course. It's going to include like a special launch price and a bonus that's going to be really important. And I'm mentioning this early so you guys can hear it. And if you're interested, let me know, because there's a wait list. Those people are going to get emailed first. And they're going to get information during that first week so that they don't miss it. As long as they're checking their email, they're going to see the info. You don't have to, spend every day on Facebook to get it. So that's what the wait list is for. So if you need it, let me know. Otherwise, I hope you have the best day. We are still getting settled here in Texas. So hopefully I'll have my regular lights and everything set back up when I find them. I think they're in the garage somewhere, but I haven't seen them yet. So I got to have to still do all of that work. Alrighty, I'll see you guys later. Have the best day.